Number 9. Bullet ant. Bullet ant. Deep in the steamy emerald heart of the Amazon rainforest, where mist coils around ancient trunks and sunlight pierces the canopy in fleeting golden shafts, there dwells a creature whose power defies its modest size, known to science as Paraponera clavata, but feared by all as the bullet ant. This formidable insect has earned a place among the Amazon's most notorious denizens through a single unrivaled weapon. Its agonizing sting. To encounter a bullet ant is to meet living pain incarnate. The sting it delivers has been likened to the raw shock of a gunshot, a searing white-hot fire that explodes through flesh and nerve, lasting not for moments but for hours, and in some cases an entire day. At the heart of this dread lies a potent neurotoxic venom containing ponerotoxin, a peptide so effective it hijacks nerve signals and subjects victims to waves of throbbing electric agony. It is an experience so intense it can bring the strongest human to tears or collapse, yet within the bullet ant's pain lies something more profound, a glimpse into the complex tapestry of life, death, and ritual that defines the Amazon itself. Nestled high among towering kapok trees and deep in the labyrinth of roots and lianas, bullet ants establish colonies that can number in the thousands. Fiercely territorial, these colonies function as living fortresses, guarded day and night by vigilant sentinels ready to unleash their stings at the slightest provocation. Their polished black exoskeleton glistens ominously under the humid forest light, each worker an armored spear of instinct and purpose. Beneath this forbidding exterior, the bullet ant plays a vital role as both predator and protector. Patrolling the trees, they hunt smaller insects and clear the forest of pests, ensuring a delicate balance that has evolved over millennia. But it is not only other creatures that fear the bullet ant. Among the indigenous Atomor people of Brazil, this insect holds a spiritual power so great it is central to their rite of passage into manhood. Young warriors must prove themselves by donning ceremonial gloves woven with live bullet ants. The ordeal demands they withstand multiple stings as the ants clamp down and unleash their neurotoxin. Waves of agony ripple through muscles and bones, sometimes accompanied by fever, convulsions, or hallucinations. The pain does not merely test physical endurance, it challenges the spirit, forging bonds of courage, respect, and identity that endure for life. For these people, the bullet ant is both tormentor and teacher, a living embodiment of nature's dual promise of suffering and wisdom. Scientists studying the bullet ant have come to marvel at its sophisticated biology. Its venom not only inflicts pain but serves as a powerful deterrent, warding off predators from mammals to rival insect colonies. Its sting is not used recklessly. Bullet ants must balance the energy cost of producing venom against the necessity of defending their nest, but when danger looms, their response is swift, precise, and merciless. The forest itself seems to shrink before them. Every rustle of a leaf or tremor of a branch could provoke a coordinated assault, and even large creatures learn to retreat before the bullet ant's silent army. In the darkness of the understory, where shadows stretch like living things, these ants form narrow highways of movement, columns of workers threading through leaf litter and roots, ferrying food to the hidden heart of the colony. The queen at its center lays thousands of eggs, while soldiers patrol tirelessly, ensuring the genetic legacy of their hive endures against flood, fire, and predation. To those who walk the rainforest trails, it is not the roar of jaguars nor the hiss of serpents that often poses the first and most immediate peril, but the near invisible defenders of the forest floor and canopy, the bullet ants, whose sting has humbled explorers, biologists, and locals alike. Their legend extends far beyond the riverbanks, whispered from one generation to the next, warning all who would trespass in the hidden corridors of the Amazon. In their compact armored form, they embody the rainforest's most profound lesson, that true danger often wears the guise of humility, while power and terror can reside in even the smallest of creatures. As dusk falls and the chorus of cicadas and frogs rises, bullet ants emerge in four silent black sentinels, patrolling roots, vines, and trunks, ready to strike with a venom that commands the respect of an entire ecosystem. Through this perfect blend of biology and myth, the bullet ant stands immortal among the Amazon's most feared titans, a creature whose legacy is measured not by its size but by the depth of its shadow in the minds of all who know its name. And so we move from the realm of searing agony on land to the hidden currents of the water, where an even larger shadow coils in silent ambush. Number 8. Anaconda. Number 9. Decoy building spider. Decoy building spider. Hidden deep within the tangled labyrinth of the Amazon rainforest, where shafts of filtered sunlight paint restless mosaics upon ancient roots and every shifting leaf might herald predator or prey, there resides an architect of illusion so masterful, so eerily clever, that it blazed the very boundary between reality and deception. This is the decoy-building spider, known to science as Cyclosa spp. But to those who have glimpsed its spectral handiwork, it is better known as the weaver of phantoms. In a realm where survival depends as much on cunning as on strength, this diminutive arachnid has elevated camouflage into an art form of disquieting genius here, amid the humid gloom and suspended mists of the Amazon. The decoy-building spider's greatest weapon is not venom nor speed nor armored carapace, but an unrivaled capacity for deception that turns silk and detritus into ghostly sentinels and imagined terrors poised to protect its fragile life. With a patience born of countless generations of evolutionary refinement, the decoy-building spider spins intricate webs strung like haunted tapestries between moss-clad trunks and dangling vines, but what sets these webs apart from countless others is the chilling detail of their adornments: scavenged fragments of leaf, the brittle husks of long-consumed prey, splinters of bark, and even grains of soil are drawn together in an uncanny arrangement that, from a distance or even a brief glance, mimics the looming presence of a much larger and far more menacing predator. Some decoys mirror the spider itself, but magnified into monstrous proportion with exaggerated limbs and swollen abdomens, while others adopt more nightmarish forms: coiled serpents, bird-like shapes, or even grotesque hybrid figures that seem conjured from fevered dreams. These false guardians hang motionless by day, drifting subtly on jungle breezes, their silent dance lending them an unsettling semblance of life, and it is precisely this movement, this breath of realism, that ensnares the gaze and confounds the senses of would-be predators whose momentary doubt might spell the spider's survival. Scientists have long marveled at the instinctive artistry displayed by these tiny builders whose brains weigh scarcely more than a grain of sand, yet whose webs reveal startling complexity and local adaptation in regions plagued by wasp predation. Decoys take on spikier, more aggressive contours, warning off attackers with the illusion of deadly spines in other areas frequented by predatory birds. The false figures swell in girth and posture, as if to suggest an alert rival of threatening size. Every web thus becomes a living archive of the dangers particular to its patch of forest, each thread and fragment a calculated defiance woven into a fortress of shadows as day fades into the velvet embrace of Amazonian night. The decoy-building spider emerges from its refuge at the web's center, carefully repairing torn strands and reinforcing its spectral army of scarecrows so that, come dawn, its illusions remain convincing enough to buy another day of life in a jungle that offers no mercy to the unwary or the unprepared. But the genius of this eight-legged illusionist extends beyond defense alone. Its decoys, so lifelike in their quiet menace, can also lure unsuspecting prey, smaller insects, perceiving the motionless shape as harmless refuge or the promise of scavenged remains, venture too close only to be met by the spider itself, poised with silent patience at the web's heart. When the moment comes, the strike is swift and precise, the victim ensnared not by brute strength but by the fatal comfort of a carefully crafted lie. In this chilling reversal, fear becomes bait, an illusion becomes death. The forest floor below and the canopy above alike bear silent witness to this nightly theater of deception, as the decoy-building spider orchestrates an elaborate ballet of hunger and dread amidst the whispers of leaves and the cries of distant predators. Among local tribes whose lives intertwine with the rhythms of the forest, stories of the decoy-building spider have become woven into the tapestry of myth and cautionary tale. Whispered by elders at dusk, children are told of the spirit weaver whose false images confuse hunters and beasts alike, a trickster spirit that teaches that appearances deceive and that what one sees is not always what hunts you. Some speak of these spiders as messengers of the jungle, guardians of hidden truths who remind all creatures that strength alone is not the only path to survival. Rather, it is cunning, patience, and the courage to remain unseen that preserve life in a world where death wears many masks. In these stories, the decoy-building spider is elevated from mere insect to symbol of nature's quiet and unsettling intelligence, a spirit guide of sorts, warning those who walk the jungle's shadowed paths to trust neither the obvious nor the boastful. Yet behind the veil of myth lies an ecological truth equally fascinating. These tiny spiders play a vital role in maintaining balance within the intricate food web of the rainforest by preying on pest insects and in turn serving as prey for creatures adept enough to see past their illusions. The cycle of hunter and hunted, predator and prey, deception and revelation continues unbroken. A delicate equilibrium sustained by countless interactions both seen and unseen to the casual eye. A decoy. Building spider's web might appear to be a mere tangle of debris caught by chance and silk, but to those who pause, who truly look, there emerges the unmistakable shape of design, a sculpture of dread spun nightly from the smallest legs and the finest threads in the world. In the Amazon, where beauty and terror so often share the same vine, the decoy building spider stands as a living testament to nature's most haunting lesson that sometimes the deadliest weapon is not venom, claw, or fang, but the power to deceive. To step into its realm is to enter a world where shadows guard secrets, where survival depends on the art of misdirection, and where the quietest life can command the greatest fear. And as dawn's first light filters through emerald leaves, the decoy building spider vanishes once more behind its crafted phantoms, the real concealed among the false, and the false lending power to the real, an artist of illusion whose fragile masterpiece holds back the jaws of 1,000 predators for yet another day. So now, from this web of living shadows, let us descend once more to the ancient rivers, where below the surface glides a living blade honed by time and survival itself. Number 8. Sawfish.